for the traditional Republican Party, the Liz Cheney wing, and so on, the conservative wing of the party. They're trying to draft Mike Pence because Trump's already said he's going to duck him. He won't be his VP. He's looking at Tim Scott is one of the people he's looking at. But I got to tell you, he came out and tweeted, well, he didn't tweet this, but he came out and said, the front runner is Tim Scott.
Let's see here. Tim Scott. Let me look up Tim Scott real quickly. Tim Scott. Eugene Scott.
That's more than a figurehead, okay?
Yeah, no. Tim Scott. I kind of understood that the moment I looked at him. I'm like, Tim Scott, man. Like I said, we don't need a coon black VP. Like, Trump knows black folks, black men aren't for all that symbolism, right? We're not. That's something you cater to the women with. We want tangibles, and Trump knows that. Now I'm going to say that. Oh, sorry.
What I heard him say about Tim Scott is he says he thinks Tim Scott and Trump is pushing his police legislation plan that he's rolled out. I mean, I think the guy wants Tim Scott, man.
Well, I mean, listen, he would be the perfect, what do you call it, a shield? You got a black face, black VP, hard on, police, or not hard on police, law and order vice president. I mean, listen, we don't need a coon, bro. We don't need a coon. I understand that may work in Trump's favor. But black folks kind of know this. Black men know this. So he knows he's not going to get the black vote, just black male vote off of this. We're smarter than that. That's not how. There's not enough black Republicans bootlicks in order for this to actually work. You know what I'm saying? And black women, like I said, don't even like Trump.
Why would he be floating? Why would he be floating?
The only, like I said, Trump's not stupid, even if he acts that way. The only way this is going to be viable is if Trump follows through on what black folks want. If black folks if Donald Trump runs, if it's set in stone, he's going to be a Republican nominee. You're going to have Ice Cube. Ice Cube has already worked with him or attempted to work with him. You're going to have Ice Cube back. And you're going to have a lot more black academics, actual black academics, speaking to Trump and actually getting something tangibly done for black folks. That's what you're going to find. Black folks will tell, hey, listen, Trump, we don't need Tim Scott. You can have Tim Scott, but you really don't need it. Black women aren't going to vote for you. Just this plan right here, just do as much as you can on this list. You do that, you'll have and black men will say this, you will have our vote, our voting power for not only your entire term, but any person you put in will side with them.
I gotta tell you, that ain't gonna make the Hispanics happy because you know what Trump's policy is toward Hispanics. I don't see that changing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You and me both talked about this. We know how he feels about Hispanics, so it's pretty simple. You get the black. It's funny how we talk about this. You get the blacks on board by actually promising something tangible and actually delivering on it. Then you can depend on the black male vote, as concentrated as it is, for the next 20 years or whatever. As long as you give them something, black folks are going to vote for you. And then if you somehow see, this is how women work too. If the women see Trump giving stuff to black folks or black people, or promising things to help black people get on their grind or whatever, pretty much remove the obstacles if that's even possible, whether it's pageantry or not.
But see, here's the problem you're going to have with here's the problem Trump's going to have even if he put Tim Scott on the ticket. Those women gonna vote for Camilla. They just, you can say what you want. They're gonna vote for Camilla.
So wait, the women, yes. Wait, we talking about black women?
That's correct.
She's been very quiet, and I feel like black women should know better. But she's actually been smart. She's been too quiet.
Right now, and I see what Trump's strategy is. Joe Biden is president today because of black females.
That's absolutely correct. You're right.
So what Trump is doing is he's saying, look. So what he's saying, Trump is saying, listen, if I put Tim Scott on this ticket, I got all the whites.
Mm-hmm. And
I can pull just enough blacks away from the Harris ticket. Because Biden, I don't think, going to run again.
No, not at all.
Enough blacks away from the Harris ticket, I'll win this election.
Well, here's the thing.
This next 4-year election is between Trump and Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree.
And they're going to come out of the woodwork.
Right, because they just have a bad taste in their mouth.
They get to get one of their own, okay?
Well, they believe one of their own. That's the thing, man.
Let me put it to you this way, Joseph.
Bro, that's the thing. She's not.
I'll put it to you this way. Every black woman in America is going to vote for that Harris ticket because they get to get one of their own. Oh, we're going to really bust them guys' balls now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to remember, Kamala Harris.
She is a ball buster. Yeah.
She's a ball buster now.
Yes, she is a ball buster.
Kamala Harris put them 7-inch heels on.
Yeesh.
Them right in the groin.
Yeesh.
Okay, she's a ball buster.
She is.
Okay, so Willie Brown told you that. She's a ball buster.
Listen, man, Kamala Harris, I get.
But let me tell you about this strategy, though. See, I've been thinking about this. Tim Scott is a go-along. Trump knows that.
Right.
Okay? You know he can totally control Tim Scott. So what he's saying is, shit, Scott will be better than Mike Pence. And
oh, yeah. A bootleg?
He says he gives me that added cover.
Yeah, he does. Especially, sorry, go ahead and speak on it. I agree. Go ahead.
Yeah, because he already knows a lot of black men are not going to vote for Kamala Harris.
No.
So he's saying, if I could just split the vote, those black men will cancel out the black women voting for Harris, and I'll be president. You got to look at his strategy. So if he can stay out of jail,
right. That's
why he's got that feather in his hat.
Yeah.
He's got the Justice Department. He's got that feather in his hat. If he can stay out of jail, Trump's got a good chance of being president again.
Oh, yeah. Is there some sort of thing where if you're a convicted felon, you can't be president? Or do we not know that?
Joseph, they got so much shit on Trump. I'm telling you, they can put Trump away 100 years.
Well, you can almost guarantee if Biden and Kamala see if they hear that Trump is going to be the nominee, you already know they're going to empty the clip on Trump.
He is going to be the nominee. I told you they paved the way. I talked to a high-level Republican today. He told me what's going on. He says they paved the way for Donald Trump. Of the 50-state strategy, Joseph, the 50-state voter restriction strategy, is to help Donald Trump become president again. That's what that's all about.
Right.
So they're restricting. That's to help Donald Trump become president again. But he's got to stay out of jail. You got to remember, Biden and have the Justice Department right now. And
did they?
He can pretty much say, listen, we're going to stop this guy because we have the Justice Department now. Republicans are not, they don't have a White House. Just like Trump had Barr, Biden's got this guy.
Right.
This guy up on all kinds of charges. Okay, so this is why Trump is kind of, he's walking on eggs. He's being very careful. Trump doesn't say a lot. He'll come out and say one or two things, and then you notice he shuts it down. Because he knows, but this guy, this Republican dude, he told me, he said, oh yeah, man, they're setting up a 50-state strategy with Donald Trump, for Donald Trump to be president again. And they're looking at Tim Scott as his VP. That's what he told me. So, Scott, it was between Scott and this lady, Noem, Noem. But you know Trump. He ain't gonna put no lady on the ticket. Trump, you know what Trump is.
Right. Well, he doesn't have to, you know. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
The reality is Trump needs someone to counter the heavy African American vote. That's why. I see.
You're saying he's going to pick a black male bootlick, a go along. I'll say go along.
That's to neutralize Harris' vote.
I see what you're saying.
Correct. See, he figured he's going to get white vote for him.
Right, but hold on. Here's the thing, though. I agree. He's going to use that to try to. I don't think he's. Here's the thing, that, and this is some insight that you know. But how is he going to neutralize the Harris vote with Tim Scott, with black folks?
Because he's going to do this, Joseph. He knows women. When Harris get her shot, you got to look at, there are more women, the female electorate dominates the male. There are more women out here.
Right.
So he knows the women are going to come out of the woodworks on the progressive side and the liberal side.
Right.
They're going to come out of the woodworks to vote because they got a shot. You're going to see Hillary Clinton come out of retirement. We got a chance to get one of ours in office. So the only way Trump's going to counter that, he needs the black male in groves to come out for him to cancel out some of the vote and the excitement Harris is going to get from females. That's his strategy.
Okay. So you going with that logic, if he's banking that black men will vote for Tim Scott just because he's a black male. That's what he's banking on?
No, he's banking black men are going to vote for him. Okay? With the assurances that there's a black face that looks like them. They don't need to talk to Tom, but that black face looks like them. So that's going to...
Black men. That's a female tactic. We got to give black men more credit.
I hear what you're saying, but let me tell you, I didn't get this from a black guy. This came from a white guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He's in the Trump circle.
Well, Trump needs to hire a brother and not a bootlick. He needs to hire a brother and speak. He needs to call Cube and be like, "Yo, do you think this is gonna work?" He needs some real people in his corner if he's gonna make this work. Because that is a stunt. Black men are not vain like that. I think that's gonna fail if he's coming at it from that point of view. Black men want tangibles, right? We want tangibles. We've been talking about nothing but tangibles. That's how you get the black male vote. And if you want 100% instead of the 15% that you got last time, tangibles. Trump has to come at it from a man point of view, not even a black man point of view, a man point of view. A man wants to be able to take care of his family. A man wants to be able to navigate life with as many obstacles taken out of his way that shouldn't even be there in the first place. Pretty much just get out of black folks' way and you'll get the black vote. That's as simple as it is. You don't need to do any of that. And we know how, and unfortunately, I hate to say this, but we know how black women feel about black men in general, just as the societal consciousness. And they're not going to vote for Tim Scott.
But what I'm trying to tell you is it's stacking up, Joseph, to fit the black male against the black female.
Exactly. Well, exactly. But what I'm saying is that those are the optics of it, and I hate that it looks like that because it's not what it is. But it will be black male versus black female if the Trump-Scott ticket actually fulfills campaign promises to black folks, i.e. ability to get into these areas, education, ability to take care of one's family and jobs. That's all men want. That's all men want. The ability to take care of their families and themselves and make as much money as they can and, some equitable taxes. Men don't need much more than that. And you're going to get the men. If you start talking about money and making money, you're going to get the men. When you start talking about social issues, that's how you get the women in the feel good. If you want to put black folks against black men versus black women, you talk about the money with the men and you say that you're going to get rid of the welfare and all that other stuff for the women. That's how you put black folks at odds with one another, unfortunately. Now, if this was a situation where black women sided with the black men, or voted with black men, then it would be different. Then the Tim Scott thing would hold a little bit more weight, in my professional opinion. However, that's not the case. And we saw black men voted, 83% of black men voted for the Biden-Harris ticket last time. And I think it was over 90% for black women voted for the Biden-Harris. And then the rest was Trump. Black men voted for Trump. And barely a negligible amount voted for Trump. Black women voted for Trump. So if he wants to get more of that, he's got to start talking money.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that's your opinion.
Well, I mean, yes, it's my opinion based off the data.
Trump seems to think those black men looking at someone that looks like them. Yeah,
that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
Votes from Harris.
Yeah, the only way that's going to work, they're not. Well, listen, the only way that's going to pull votes from Harris is by black folks either voting for a third party or not voting at all. But black men aren't the type to not vote, especially the ones that are making money. They're going to vote for whoever's within their interest. So, yes, what I'm saying is an opinion, but it's based off the data. Black men tend to vote with black women's voting interests instead of vice versa.
I see.
You see what I'm saying? That's the way the data in the charts skew out. If it was the opposite, then you would see more black women voting for Trump last time. But if black men voted 83% Biden-Harris and black women voted 90%, then black women have the highest voting power in the country and thus put Biden in office.
So it's going to be very, very tough for Harris. If Harris pulls out a win against Trump, it's going to be solely based on females.
Yes, absolutely. And we can
say the first time we can have a Madam President, and they're going to go out, they're going to be like gangbusters.
Right.
Okay. And there are more women. It's almost a 2-to-1 plurality of women and men.
Absolutely. And the data shows that. That's correct.
So that's what Harris is going after, the women. So what Trump was saying is, I'll either float the ideal of a Tim Scott or female, but he's had it with Pence. And when Pence got the news on that, he had a meeting with some traditional Republicans, and they saying, we want you to run against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And Pence, I mean, you know how Pence is. Pence is
yeah, but Pence doesn't want to be president.
But that's not what I'm hearing.
No, bro. Listen, when the Republicans allowed LGBT to be Q to be part of their platform, they lost the original Republican ideology. They can no longer be considered the morally elevated party when you introduce LGBTQ within the party platform. I mean, you see Caitlyn Jenner talking about running for the governor of California. So, as a Republican,
Since you mentioned that, the same Republican I talked to today told me Caitlyn Jenner was going to beat Gavin Newsom.
Oh, absolutely. Shit, I could beat Gavin Newsom.
He also told me that he also told me Gavin Newsom's ex-wife is the lady that's with Donald Trump Jr. right now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's Gavin Newsom's ex-wife. She's with Donald Trump Jr.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Not at all.
But they're saying that the LGBT community in California, Caitlyn Jenner has got a good shot at beating Gavin Newsom.
Listen. You're absolutely right. I'm going to call it now. Caitlyn Jenner is going to beat Gavin Newsom. He did a deplorable job. He's been doing a deplorable job even before COVID. So, I mean, the guy's done. And the fact that, Caitlyn doesn't even need to try. I guarantee you, Caitlyn's going to be the first transgender governor of a state. And here's the thing. California, yes.
Not just the state, the biggest state.
Yes.
In the United States.
The biggest state in the United States. And Caitlin's going to have all of the support from the Biden-Harris administration. It's going to have all the support of the greatest minds. And Caitlin's going to be uber successful. They have an incentive to make Caitlin's term uber successful. Because what that's going to do is springboard the power creep. The LGBTQ power creep.
If Caitlyn Jenner wins California, Caitlyn Jenner will instantly become a Democrat. Caitlyn Jenner's going to govern like a Democrat. You watch.
So you think more of a Democrat versus instead of like a Bill Clinton?
When Trump put Coney Barrett on the Supreme Court, he did it thinking she would help him out. He has ruled against Donald Trump, Bob Barr, and all them. That's the way it is. When they get them offices, that's the whole thing. They switch their allegiance.
Do you think that's why they haven't stacked the Supreme Court because of how she's been ruling?
Well, because what happens is when people get on the Supreme Court, I'm going to tell you this may happen to you. People are automatically liberal by nature.
No, that doesn't baffle me.
They effort to be conservative. They're liberal by nature. So when they get on the Supreme Court, in those cases, they get to review those cases and stuff. They're going to always, in your gut, they're going to always rule with the most amount or the largest number of people. And the largest number of people are liberal. They're not conservative.
Understood.
That's just the way it is. The largest number of people are liberal. And they're liberal by nature. That's the whole thing. You got to remember, conservatism means that everyone don't deserve what they're getting. You have to show that you deserve it.
Right.
Liberal defined is everyone deserves everything they're getting, and what they're getting is not enough.
Agreed. Understood. Yeah, I understand that.
So it's a philosophy. Okay. Conservatism is you don't have a right to be here unless you earn that right. Liberalism is not only do you have a right to be here, but everyone has the right to be here. That's the difference.
Right.
Whether they do or they don't. Okay. So that's kind of the way it works.
I agree. You make
conservative is simply this. You're guilty automatically until proven innocent. Liberalism is no one's ever guilty. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Let me ask this question, because I hear what you're saying, and I do agree on a general basis. But Caitlyn's opinion, even while Caitlyn's been transgender for what? How was it been, like 4 years, 5 years, whatever? That whole entire time, they've been Republican, even at the detriment and ridicule of their own selves. So I don't see them going full Democrat, full liberal. I see a more Bill Clinton centrist based off of the track record.
Well, yeah, but you got to remember, in California, Joseph, they demand that. The whole purpose.
They would vote for.
Caitlyn Jenner wouldn't even be considered as a candidate in any state other than California.
Well, that's
California is so liberal, Joseph. Let me tell you how California works.
facts.
California is so liberal. The devil himself, with red campings and red skin, can appear and run for office and win in California.
I agree. I agree.
So Caitlyn Jenner, that's just Caitlyn Jenner's right at home.
Yeah.
I don't think it's no secret why Caitlyn Jenner winded up in California.
Well, I mean, always been there. I mean, the Kardashians are over there. I mean, that's Hollywood. You know, that's what that is.
Try that in a state like North Carolina.
Well, no, it's not going to happen in North. The only way that could ever happen is in California. You're absolutely right. But what I'm saying is, even in California, Caitlyn Jenner says, "I'm gonna run for governor of California." Caitlyn says it. Caitlyn can run full Democrat. Caitlyn can run full Republican. Caitlyn can run centrist, or rule however they want. This is what I've noticed about the whole LGBT fight. It's always about a power grab. So they don't really care if it was Republican or Democrat. If Caitlyn gets enough steam and beats Gavin Newsom, I guarantee you they're going to try to make Caitlyn president. I guarantee you. That's coming. Get ready for that. Now, but I guarantee you, you get a transgender Republican to run and actually beat. I mean, Gavin Newsom's a weak candidate, so I mean that's not even. It's not like Caitlyn beat Arnold. You know what I'm saying? That'd be different. Or The Rock, because I heard The Rock's talking about running. Now, if you got Caitlyn Jenner versus The Rock's gonna beat.
Same person I talked to say, look out for The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock's been talking about it. And trust me, Caitlyn better. If Caitlyn has to run against The Rock, better just wait. Because The Rock's got a star quality about him. The Rock is likable. He's become a household name. You know, he's wholesome, but he does interesting stuff. He's basically, if you want to be honest with it, he's basically Arnold 2.0. What Arnold was back in the day, The Rock pretty much is, but he does it better because he's Samoan. So you got black in there. You got Pacific Islander in there. He gets along with the whites and everyone else. Just about every nationality can claim The Rock because he's just about everything. So he's strong. What'd you say?
I said The Rock has never met a blonde he didn't like.
That's true. That's very true. And even with the LGBT, The Rock's done some pretty questionable stuff. Huh?
You know how many movies The Rock have made?
I can go. Let me see. IMDb. Let me find out. IMDb.
Have you ever seen his love interest, a black woman?
It ain't ever go be a black woman. He's black enough, apparently. Hold on, The Rock. Let's look at.
Even Arnold Schwarzenegger acted with a black woman. You ever seen The Rock love interest, a black woman? You get a poodle. You could put a.
Hold on, man. The Rock has 17 wins, 64 nominations, and hold on, his filmography is. The Rock is
So they won't take you serious, but they'll take money that you have serious.
Yeah.
And the question to that is there a difference? I think not.
Dang. That's a whole gem. That's a whole gem. You're right. That's a good point. Because and that's the point I'm trying to make. You know, whether it's Clubhouse or YouTube, I'm telling you, bro. Look, I'm not saying you're not Kevin Samuels, which is good. You're you. But I'm telling you this. You see how Kevin Samuels blew up? All you need is a YouTube channel. All you need is one of your videos to go viral. Bro, the political, geopolitical, spiritual wisdom that the Lord has bestowed upon you, if you just had a mic. Bro, let me tell you something. If you just had a microphone and just listening at any point in any of our conversations we've had over the past 30 years, it would be a gem. It would be, it's one of those things that just like, it's timeless. It's an instant classic. The things you say oftentimes are instant classics. And you're not even trying. It's just flowing. It's just flowing from your consciousness. It's divinely flowing. If you had a YouTube channel, bro, I'm telling you, you would be doing bigger numbers than MSNBC. You'd be doing bigger numbers than Fox. You'd be doing bigger numbers than, what's his name, Ben Shapiro and Tucker Carlson and Rachel Maddow, Don Lemon, all those other people. They'd be wanting to have you on there. I'm telling you, the way you command things, it's amazing. And I guarantee you get big, then you're going to have people wanting to come onto your show. You're going to have people coming on to your show. But you know what? Let's talk about it. So you'll have, what's the guy's name? Noam Chomsky. You'll have Noam Chomsky trying to talk geopolitics with you. You'll have Joe. They'll be having you on Joe Rogan podcast. Joe Rogan podcast. Of course, he's going to try to get you to smoke weed, but you don't have to do that. He's going to be like, hey, you want some weed? And you're like, no, I'm good. But, you know, it's just real conversations. Like, have fun with the rest of your life. And I was thinking about that too with Mom. You know, I know I kind of said I was a bit dismissive of her the other day, and you know, God reprimanded me for that. And he told me to say this, or I'll advise of this. He said to me that I go to the gym very often, and there's tons of things that Mom can do that don't require her to move her legs, you know what I'm saying? Or that she can move them at a very slow rate. So, and she doesn't have to be high off the ground or anything like that. You know, it doesn't have to be every weekend, but maybe at least 2 weekends out the month. Come to the gym with me on the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, whichever. We don't have to be there long. Just do what you guys can do and come to the gym. You know, there's no expectations, no nothing.
Don't let people come to the gym in a walker. Dad,
I've personally seen last week when I went, I saw 3 people with walkers. Dad, I saw a man that had what is the things where the two braces on the arms, and they had the feet that were warped. I saw a man with warped feet using his forearms to walk with 2 sticks. These people are out here getting it by any means necessary. And you know what? It's one of those things. If you don't want to go during the morning, you don't want to go in the midday, you don't want to go at night, it's 24 hours now. Y'all can go at 3 or 4 in the morning if you want, where no one's there, or there's like 4 or 5 people. You can go whenever, whatever she's comfortable with, but it's 24 hours now again. There's peak times. There's an app that shows you what the peak times are at the gym, how many people are in there. so you can decide when you want to go. But come on, you both can go. The only person you have to overcome is yourself. You're not in competition with nobody else. But I'll be honest, man. I want you guys around. I want you guys. I mean, you guys can live some very functional, happy lives, and I definitely want you guys around longer because I haven't even had any kids yet. I haven't got married yet. I definitely could use your guidance as long as I can have it.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you.
Yeah.
So just something to think about.
I plan on being around Justin.
Yeah. No, I believe you will. Like I said, longevity runs in your family, and the moment you keep moving. I spoke to an 85-year-old member today. He sounded like he was in his 40s because he's just functional.
Did you see this thing that these women be wearing?
Yeah, I think it's funny. I already think I know what you're talking about. It's called a waist trainer. It's like a corset. It looks like a modern corset. Is that right?
No, this thing accents. It wraps around. It has the woman's booty open in it, and it's called a squat something. Squat wrap.
Never heard of it.
Squat. How do you spell squat?
SQUAT.
SQUAT. Squat.
Wrap. You sure it's not a waist trainer? Because I see a lot of chicks that waist train and they do squats and their butts are popping.
No, this was a black woman wearing this one. Squat. It's a wrap squat. Hold on, if I see it, I'm going to this thing. It's got Velcro on it, and it's really weird. But I see what it does is it pushes out all the women. Hold on, what is the name of that thing? Squat. Oh yeah, here it is. This thing's a trip. I'll show you this thing. Take a look at this thing.
All right.
It's called the 3-in-1 partner waist compressor thigh muscle build